Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is, let's see, May 4th, Thursday. It's just started raining now. You want to go in, Maxie? Okay. They're actually calling for rain, I think, for the next 4 or 5 days in a row. So, it's going to be a freaking blast. Now, had a lot of people say, how come you haven't got your garden in? How come you haven't got your garden in? Well, in New York, we don't plant our gardens until the end of May. And the reason is because, like, the forecast for Sunday is calling for the possibility of snow. Crazy. It'll be nothing that sticks anytime in the long term, but it's still, I mean, until the end of May, we can still have a freeze, which I hope we don't get because I really don't want to lose all the blossoms on the apple tree and not have that crop this year. So, but anyway, so that's why I haven't really worked on anything with the garden yet. I can prep the soil. I have a bunch of soil that I want to put into the garden area here. And I'm not putting in a big garden this year, I'm going to tell you right now. Time-wise, I just can't do a big garden, but I will do, in this area here, a small garden. So I definitely will have some tomatoes and stuff like that because I love homegrown tomatoes. And we're just throwing a few things. We'll see what happens with that. So anyway, the purpose of today's video, I wanted to talk about something I kind of really think it's important too. So obviously, I have been going nuts prepping lately and getting a lot of things, okay? And adding to my stocks of what I have. So let's talk about the purpose of all that and what I think would happen realistically. And here's a realistic, I'm going to be as real as I can be because I always am with you guys. I just say it like it is. Some people don't want to hear it, and some, whatever. But so here's the thing. Let's say an S.H.T.F situation happens. Okay, the first 30 to 90 days, and probably I would say within the first 90 days. This is my own guessing at this, guys, and I'm just speculating, okay? Up to 6 months out, up to a year out. Within a year, let's go to within a year. Within a year of an S.H.T.F situation, I would say that the population would be reduced to about 25% of the current numbers of where we're at right now, okay? And you would say to me, well, geez, Ed, why would it be that drastic? I honestly believe within the first 30 to 90 days, we would probably lose half of the world's let's just go with the United States. I would say we would lose half the population within the first 30 to 90 days. And here's the reason why. Here's one great example, dysentery. Unclean water, people drinking unclean water, diarrhea, death. No way to get medical treatment. So you're talking people would just freaking be done, okay? Now, let's throw in another factor. Let's throw in time of year. Be it summer, be it winter. If it's winter in the Northeast and people don't have a way to keep warm, they're going to freeze to death in their own homes. All right? Now, let's throw in another factor of why the numbers would be so high. Your elderly population, all your nursing homes. Think about all the people in nursing homes. Well, there's not going to be anybody there to take care of them. They're done. They're all going to die. Your compromised people, anybody on ventilators, anybody with mental retardation that are in facilities, even like I say, your prisons, unless the guards swing the doors open and let those guys out, a lot of those guys are going to die in place, locked up in their cells. I mean, it's a real possibility, okay? Let's see, I'm just trying to think of different, your morbidly obese people that are unable to get to food, don't have somebody bringing them food on a regular basis. They're done, they're not having their 8,000 calories a day or better, they're not going to be able to survive. Your insulin dependent diabetics, they're not going to be around long, guys. I mean, that's sad but true. Anybody that is on, anybody that has cancer, okay? Well, without proper treatment, they're going to die. Kidney failure, anybody that's getting dialysis, see ya, goodbye, you're done. I mean, and I'm not trying to be, I'm not joking about this. I'm being very realistic. So you're looking at a great deal of the population that is going to be gone because of the fact, just medically, we keep a lot of people alive medically that 200 years ago would not have survived, okay? So if we have an S.H.T.F situation and it's a large scale thing, like I'm talking, the end of the world as we know it, and you're talking about a lot of those people are going to die. Now let's talk about our psychiatric people that if we're not having their psychiatric meds that are keeping them stable and grounded, well, guess what? Now you've got somebody out there that's paranoid, delusional, that think people are out to get them, and they might be right this time because things are bad. My philosophy, and I've said this from day one, has always been the first thing I want to do if something happens is hunker down and try to ride the storm out. That's why I prep the way I do. That's why I have the stuff that I have. I have people coming to me. You cannot survive unless you are in groups, okay? Eventually, you will group up. If you are not part of a group, you will become part of a group or you will not make it. That's the reality, guys. That is the reality, okay? And it comes down to survival of the fittest. The strongest, the most prepared, the people that have the skills and knowledge. And see, here's the thing. There's a key as well. Skills and knowledge are going to get you a long, long way in an S.H.T.F situation. That was one of the main reasons why I wanted to be at my property. So I've learned so much in the 2 years, almost 2 years that we've been here. You know, like I say, next month is 2 years. I've learned a lot in 2 years. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of skills that I did not have before. And you continue to hone those skills and use them. And these are things, like I say, if you make it through the first 90 days of an S.H.T.F situation, okay, your chances are really good then. You make it through that first year, well, now you are definitely in the elite because, like I said, it's going to be the strongest are going to survive, the people with the most skills, the people that have the equipment, the tools, things in place to prepare to survive. Here's the biggest thing that's going to kill a lot of people as well: stupidity. Stupidity will kill a lot of people because people are going to make stupid mistakes that now, if they got hurt in a situation, it's not a big deal. But in an S.H.T.F situation, they make that stupid mistake and they get hurt. It could cost them their life. I mean, that's the reality. No more quick antibiotics to have things squared away. I mean, you have to be really careful. You have to be really smart. You have to be ready. And so giving yourself any kind of an advantage over the mass of people. Now, here's the thing, and I've said this many, many times in other videos. Having a 2-week supply of food and water gives you an advantage over 95% of the people in this country. Because 95% of the people in this country do not have a 2-week supply of food and water. To me, that is insane. That is a definition of insanity to me. To not have some kind of plan in place just for that. That's the minimum, guys. And of the 5% that have a 2-week supply of food and water, what are the percentage of people like myself and other preppers? I'll bet it's less than 1% of that 5% that have a year's worth of food and water or supplies on hand. You look at the Mormons; they're taught to have a year's supply of food. Now, I don't know if they do it as much anymore. I know a lot of them do. I know some that don't, but that's part of their tenet, that they need to have a year's supply of food and water on hand. Now, there are survival groups out there that are prepping up and they're ready and they're going to do the same thing I plan on doing. They're planning on hunkering down, but they have groups in place. What do you think groups, and I've said this before in other videos, what do you think your gangs are going to do? What do you think your motorcycle clubs are going to do? They're going to group up together because they already have a brotherhood, and they're going to do whatever they want to do. That's the bottom line, okay? You want to survive? what's coming, group up. Get in a group. If you can get together with like-minded people now, and I say this over and over and over again, guys, and I have a lot of people say, well, I don't know nobody, there's no group in my area. There's always groups in every area, okay? I've reached out to talk to people, and I talk to people a lot, and I've made a lot of great new contacts, even in the last 6 months. And, I've added more people to my group, he already put it out there, Brian Bazarazagaza. He is part of my group, okay? We are going to work together. There is no doubt in my mind. We've already talked. He's been to my place. He has put supplies in place here. He's going to put more in here. Obviously, as you guys know, my sister has put supplies in place. Quite a bit so far. She's put quite a bit in. So, but the thing is, if you are trying to get out of whatever your area you're in the city, okay, let's talk about the cities for a second, guys. My guess, and again, I'm just speculating, I'm just throwing numbers out here, so it's not, this is the facts. No, it's not the facts, it's just it's reality. In the cities, I would say the attrition rate would be in the 90% range. So basically, I would say that 90% of people that live in cities will not live. They will not make it. And people say, oh, well, there's water in the cities. And yeah, sure there is. There is water in the cities. But a lot of people don't have the skills to survive. That is the key. Okay? One of the most important places you guys should go to in an S.H.T.F situation, and a lot of people don't even think about this, but one of the most important places you should go to in an S.H.T.F situation is the library. Get information. That's key. Information is power. The books to be able to know what you need to do. Go to the bookstores. Go to Barnes and Nobles. Those type of places. Get that information. Okay? People aren't going to be raiding those places. People aren't going to be going there. So that's a good place to go. Get whatever information you need to get. Get it on gardening. And obviously the better thing to do is do it now. Get that information now so you have it on hand, and practice those skills. That's the thing too. Honing your skills, learning what works, what doesn't work now is the best way to do it. Get that garden in. Start working on gardening. Find out what works, what doesn't work, what kind of, soil mixtures you need to use, whatever grows in your area really, really well. Find out that information. Different parts of the country do different things, One of the things is, like I said, for me, is with the fruit trees. Adding more fruit trees every year, and I will continue to do that as long as the world is here. I will add more fruit trees every year because it's like up here, more of the hardier trees are going to be your apple, your pear trees. Cherry trees do well up here as well, Peach trees, I'm not so sure. We'll see how that goes. It depends. Some of them do pretty good, but it just really, that depends. But, try to get as much things in place now as you can. If you have a bug out location, or somebody's got a campsite or something like that, get involved with them. These are really important, guys, because I'm telling you right now, when something happens, and I truly believe in my heart that something will happen. I don't make predictions, I don't say when and all this type of stuff, but I do believe it'll be in my lifetime. The world can't keep going the way it's going. The United States can't keep going the way it's going. There's going to come a breaking point at some point, okay? And when that happens, realistically, all hell's going to break loose. And the best thing to do, as far as I'm concerned, is lay low, try to ride it out. If somebody comes at you and tries to take what you have, you use deadly force to protect what you have, okay? Hopefully you have a group in place and you can work together and plan on working together. That's how you're going to survive, okay? And like I said, I'm not a doom and gloomer, guys. I'm really, really not. But, I do believe that you need to be smart about things. You really do. So anyway, listen, it's been a long video already. I'm going to jump off of here. But I wanted to share this with you guys. It's really, really important. Like I said, everything I do, and I've said this before, is for my kids. I want them to survive whatever happens. I'm not worried so much about myself. Yeah, I want to survive, don't get me wrong. But it's for them. I want them to survive because they're the future. The children are the future, guys. They really are. So anyway, listen, I'm gonna let you guys go for now. I do these videos, I want you guys to think. I want you to ponder. I want you to say, hey, what's my situation? How's my situation look? That's what I want you to do, you know? And if you're not happy with the way the situation is, do something to change it, okay? So anyway, guys, listen, remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every day. It's very important that you do that because tomorrow is not guaranteed. And remember, it's STD. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. You will get to where you want to be. It's just a matter of working at it methodically, okay? I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I hope everybody's doing well. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.